I'm not going to be able to vote for this nominee, and I wanted to explain why. Her history with Hamilton Lincoln Law Institute, Center for Class Action Fairness, Competitive Enterprise Institute, and Independent Women's Forum creates concerns for me that she has simply for too many years inhabited the Leonard Leo, Koch brothers, judicial/political operation machine. I think that group of interwoven organizations has a very specific goal, which is to put people onto courts who, when the time is ripe, can be relied on to make the decisions that they want.
A confirmation hearing took a dramatic turn when a senator announced that he could not support the judicial nominee sitting before the committee. His objection wasn't simply about conservative versus liberal ideology. Instead, he raised serious concerns about the nominee's professional history, her connections to organizations associated with Leonard Leo and conservative judicial advocacy, and what he described as a powerful network capable of influencing judicial appointments. But that was only the beginning. Stay with us till the end as we unfold what really happened.
And I don't think that's what being a judge is about. I don't think that's what this committee should be about. It has nothing to do with conservative versus activist. I think some of the most activist decisions that have been rendered have come from judges who've come out of that same Koch brothers, Leonard Leo network of judicial/political influence. Competitive Enterprise Institute, a frequent dark money amicus in courts, has taken roughly $10 million from Donors Trust and Donors Capital from 2012 to 2022, $400,000 from Koch organizations from 2014 to 2021, and its president became the president of Donors Trust in 2015. Donors Trust is described as the dark money ATM of the far right. Hamilton Lincoln Law Institute took at least $1.25 million in litigation grants from Donors Trust since 2021. Independent Women's Forum took $300,000 from Leonard Leo's Judicial Education Project in 2018, and more than $13 million from Donors Trust from 2017 to 2018. I don't know why Donald Trump called Leonard Leo a sleazebag. Something's going on that's a little weird there. But what I do believe is that a persistent effort by the far right wing, funded by a lot of billionaires who anonymize their money through Donors Trust and into front groups, is a very, very powerful force in judicial appointments right now. And Ms. St. John, I'm sorry to say that based on that record, I can't help but believe that when the time comes and the right amicus comes before you, that'll be the signal for you to render the decision that they want. So that's why I'm not going to be voting for this nominee. I'd also like to add, because it's just been in the news recently, comment on the situation with the U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, and the action that the District of Columbia U.S. Attorney's Office took in the reflecting pool case. We saw an awful lot of lying take place. For instance, the Secretary of the Interior just a month ago on CNN was asked about that lining. It peeled off. Why did that happen? Do you know? It didn't peel off, he said. There was vandalism, he said. There were box cutters, he said. The question came back, you're 100% sure that what happened with the liner was vandalism? You can prove it. Oh, yes, absolutely, he said. U.S. Attorney Pirro said the same thing in a big press splash announcing the indictment of the former Olympian against whom the charges were just dropped. Why were they dropped? They were dropped because the case ran into a wall based on a decision called Brady versus Maryland, which creates a constitutional duty on the government to disclose exculpatory evidence to anyone it is charged with a crime. And the U.S. Attorney's Manual, which they now call the Justice Manual, actually has a robust section directing prosecutors not just to adhere to the minimum constitutional standard, but to go out of their way to make sure that all exculpatory evidence gets delivered to the defendant. So the actual lawyers going to actual court were looking at having to turn over exculpatory evidence that, according to the U.S. Attorney's own pleading, was withheld from them by the Department of Interior. So a U.S. citizen was falsely indicted based on incomplete information, while the government, at least at the Department of Interior, held information that it did not disclose to the Department of Justice that would have blown up the indictment, that should have been disclosed to the grand jury. This whole exercise was disgraceful, and the fact that senior government officials still continued to lie about the vandalism.
Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribers button for more political and controversial showdowns.